Hello everyone, in this video today we are going to be taking a look at an article from WUSA 9 along with a video from them. It was published on November 2nd and this is by Bruce Leshan from WUSA. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's kind of funny how they're portraying things here. 3 attacks, 3 different responses from President Trump. So we're going to watch the video first and then we're going to go through the article real quick and pull out some key points, but because it is a little bit repetitive, but I just wanted to go through it all here.
President Trump has had sharply different reactions to the series of American tragedies. New York, he immediately labeled terror. Las Vegas was the product of a sick mind. And in Charlottesville, there were good people on both sides.
See, they're trying to set up a situation here to push a narrative. Now, New York was a terrorist attack. I mean, when you do scream Allahu Akbar and go on a killing spree while doing so, you're an Islamic terrorist. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts. Las Vegas, disturbed individual. See, they're saying that so that they can push the gun control thing. It's funny. Watch. They're going to do that with this. And then Charlottesville, good people on both sides. Well, there were people there that weren't part of the quote-unquote alt-right, which you can't even call them alt-right, because when you believe in Marxism and socialism, you are left. It's a matter of fact. And them being labeled alt-right, they've owned that name, and it was something that the left used to try to demonize the right. And they created that monster of a situation. And the funny thing is several of the leaders from the quote-unquote alt-right, the National Socialist Party, whatever the hell one it was, is, according to, WikiLeaks, 100% accuracy rating, worked directly with Hillary to the point of where there are emails where she talks of how him and none of his people are going to have positions in the White House, but she wants them updated, I believe it was 3 times a week. Something like that. So, I mean, obviously they were working with her. And her identity politics bullshit is just that. Bullshit.
Bruce Leshan takes a deeper look.
A month ago, when a high-stakes gambler murdered 58 people at a country music festival.
Look, we have a tragedy.
The president pushed aside talk of tougher gun laws.
Why? Because they would not have changed that situation. Trying to push an agenda, clearly. They wouldn't have changed that situation. Now, the thing is, there are more lawful gun owners than there are whack jobs. Whack jobs will still find a way to kill a person, okay? Whether it's because they're, a few cans short of a 6-pack and, they were told by voices, or they're 5 cans short of a 6-pack and they're a religious zealot. They're going to still find a way to kill someone. Hence why a guy rented... I'm sorry for laughing on that, but he rented a truck from Home Depot in New York. Still found a way to kill people.
We're not going to talk about that today.
3 months ago, he condemned the white nationalist in a sports car who police say mowed down counter-protesters in Charlottesville, killing 1.
Well, I think the driver of the car is a disgrace.
But he also blamed both sides.
Yeah, because it was both sides. Oh, let's see. If you actually were honestly reporting and showed actual footage of what transpired when things blew up, it was the left, Antifa little fucktard pieces of shit in BLM that started throwing bottles and, with piss in them and filled with cement. Cured, hardened cement. So, let's be honest here. I think both sides that took to violence in that were completely deplorable. But let's put blame where blame is due on the note of starting things, because the left started that shit because, oh, gotta punch Nazis. Oh, and the thing is they think everyone is a Nazi. And they don't realize that they're fighting people on the left. These are people who want socialism. These are people who are Marxists. These are people who want the same fucking things that they do as commies, for the most part. Free this and free that. And, take the money from the rich and shit like that. They have the same exact beliefs.
You had a group on one side that was bad, and you had a group on the other side that was also very violent.
In contrast, within hours of the attack in New York, Trump was blaming Democrat Chuck Schumer, promising to step up extreme vetting and...
Well, okay. Yeah, you leave out why he was blaming Chuck Schumer, because it's the bill that he sponsored that became law that allowed for that terrorist piece of shit in New York to come into this country. So let's put blame where it's due. Sucky Chucky is at fault for that. Don't try to say otherwise. You're dishonest pieces of shit.
Mulling over the prospect of sending the suspect to Guantanamo.
You send him to Gitmo.
Mr. Trump is now backing off Guantanamo, but he has tweeted repeatedly that Saifullah Saipov deserves the death penalty.
He does, and he should actually be in Gitmo. Why? Because he's an actual factual fucking terrorist. And that's where you put terrorist. So it's either, I got no problems with him being, executed, if he's found guilty, which he'll be found guilty. I mean, there's preponderance of evidence. He should either be killed or sent to Gitmo. No ifs, ands, or buts. One or the other. Oh, no, we can't send him to Gitmo. Well, you got a choice. Either we execute him or we send him to Gitmo. You bleeding heart leftist morons. Because we got to treat him as an example. And let these fuckers know that they're not going to get away with this shit in this country. These terrorist Islamic extremists. We have to do that.
Why the hypocrisy? Why the double standards?
What hypocrisy? What double standards? There is none. You're just an Islamic apologist trying to deflect, dude. Sorry.
At a candlelight vigil in New York, Rayufa Ali said she had been praying the killer was not a Muslim.
When a Muslim does it, the whole religion is blamed for it.
And on Capitol Hill...
Bullshit. See, this is just propaganda crap that these assholes at WUSA 9 and Bruce Leshan are putting out, okay? Because we don't think all Muslims, okay? Because we know that there are some that have had some enlightenment and go, whoa, man, I ain't gonna follow that shit. Follow that fucked up shit. Because those who follow the fucked up shit, Islam is about actually read the religious text. Look at the history of Islam. It's about forcing itself on others. Either you convert or die. And that's going on even today. So she's worried about the perception of Islam. Well, then condemn Islam's belief of convert or die. Then maybe, your conscience is clear and you don't have to worry about what people think about it. Because I don't hear you calling out your own religion for things like that, but yet all Christian, oh, look at those people who believe in Christianity. You people try to blame all Christians. And we don't go and say all Muslims, yet you try to portray it like we do. Talk about projecting. It's disgusting, too.
Hill, where some Las Vegas survivors were lobbying for a ban on bump stocks. There was also frustration.
We knew that something needed to be done, and we just assumed the country was behind us.
Well, see, this is where you assumed wrong. And the thing is I love, you're trying to combine, this propaganda to try to hide the fact of Islamic fucking terror being Islamic fucking terror by going, don't look over here, while trying to push this gun control bullshit. You are pathetic, all of you, at WUSA 9. It's disgusting.
I think a month later we've seen nothing happen.
The president's spokeswoman says his fierce response to an attack by an immigrant is not surprising. That, she says, is what he campaigned on. Bruce Leshan, WUSA 9.
Talk about twisting what she said. He campaigned on taking care of Islamic terror, not immigrants or anything like that, like you're trying to make it sound like. All right, he said, I'm going to protect this country. I'm going to make sure that we don't have the situation with, like, you know, the Orlando nightclub shooting, which people like you tried to cover up and say, oh, not a terrorist attack, when he's screaming Ali Akbar, you know, Ali Oxenfree, as he's fucking going on a killing spree. So, nice try.
Plenty of people have been comparing and contrasting the president's tweets on our WUSA 9 Facebook page. Jessica says, I guess this particular running down of innocents with a vehicle doesn't have good people on both sides.
Oh my God. Talk about conflation. Okay, you had one individual who was a schizophrenic. All right, whose car was attacked and set him off. And he did something that was vile and disgusting, and he should be held responsible for it. But you want to group everyone with that one individual. He called out one individual as an Islamic terrorist. So to say, I guess this particular running down of innocents with a vehicle doesn't have good people on both sides is just a sour leftist little bitch. Sorry, Jessica, whatever the hell your name is.
Eric writes, you never heard one peep out of him over the Vegas.
Oh. No, you did. I love this. Okay. These people are all leftists. I love how they pick these leftist fucking comments. Like, this is the general consensus. And it isn't.
Shooting yet. When it's an incident with a perpetrator of color, he's all for the death penalty and changing our immigration.
Oh, God. Got to pull out the POC bullshit. Okay. Sorry, but the Vegas shooting... You're saying you didn't have a peep. He spoke up about that. Okay. And a guy, an Islamic extremist, murdering a bunch of people in the name of Allah, yeah, he deserves the death penalty. And we do need to change our immigration when you have a non-merit-based system that allows people like that into this country. Damn right we do. Fearmonger and how is he fearmongering? Because he said stuff like this was going to happen, and what happened? It happened. White domestic terrorist. Well, you see, there's a slight problem. To fit the definition of terrorism, certain criteria need to be met, and the guy in Vegas didn't meet those criteria. But you see, they're trying to push this narrative.
Call out the white domestic terrorist as well. But Daniel responded, the two incidents are completely unrelated. Terrorism is a top priority for the U.S. government. A crazy gun lunatic is not. Let a jury of his peers decide his fate. However, the terror suspect, a U.S. citizen, committed a treasonous act upon the U.S. and as such merits the death penalty. Tell us what you think about...
Which I love they put that in because they picked that guy because he claims this terrorist was a U.S. citizen. Okay, not being completely informed. So it helped push their narrative. He was an immigrant who was not a citizen. He was a legal resident, as in green card. Big difference.
About the president's tweet, join in the conversation.
All right. Anyways, let's get into the actual meat of the article here. So, I mean, as they said already, different reactions to three things. I mean, this is just a basic repeat here of New York, immediate terror. So, I mean, basically, they kind of reiterate here. But there was like one or 2 points I wanted to get to real quick. They changed the tone here because I love this. This is what I mean, because they basically called the White House press secretary. This is one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one of the things I really wanted to point out. They basically called the White House press secretary. This is the one take and by their own logic, this was basically what I wanted to get to. I apologize. I thought there was one other thing here, but I seem to have missed it. But they refer to the White House press secretary as a spokeswoman in the video to try to minimize her position and what she's saying. And the thing is, by leftist logic, by identity politics, isn't that a faux pas? Why, I think it is. You would think that they would actually show her a little respect, at least by their ideology, because, I mean, she is a woman and so forth, and they do believe in that identity politics. But basically, what we have here is just nothing but propaganda, and it's ridiculous. You would think that they would realize, well, actually, this is like Channel 9 in, what is it, Washington or some shit? Yeah. So it's Washington, D.C., the District of Criminals. So, of course, they're going to be far leftist bullshit. But you would think they would catch on that maybe they're digging their own graves with this stuff, because people are eventually going to wake up, even in their little bubble of the District of Criminals. But apparently not. Anyways, I think I've covered this well enough, so I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.